Yo, it's only fair that I give a shout out to my big brother, Bernard Hopkins, the one who showed hard work and dedication even before Floyd Mayweather was exposed. The old head of boxing, straight out of Philly, the best example for Philadelphia. Even if nobody don't want to listen, every time somebody comes out of Philly with a good example, there's so many hard-headed, rockhead jokers. But you know, Philly is still shining. One of the greatest cities to ever be from. Old school, knowledge, skills pay the bills. Straight out of Illy Philly, where it all began. The greatness of defense and all that. Well, this is a young man who soaked up a whole lot of knowledge, who went through crime and everything, learned about his religion, he learned about the oneness of God, and he's trying his best to hold on to that. That's all God asked for. That's a true champion. Now let's go into the Bernard B. Hop. Let's look at his greatest joints. B. Hop, I met him when I was a young buck, probably about 20, 18, something like that. I fought his nephew in one of the regional competitions, and I was beating him, man, but he actually dropped me, and they stopped the fight, man. I jumped right back up. I was ready. I started crying because they stopped it, but if whoever would have won would have went to the national, so it was in the Olympic year. I think it was 99. So 2000 was the Olympics. So it was in 99. And um, 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 Coach Nazim, he actually pulled me to the side after the fight, told me that I'd be a good pro. I had a good pro style because I was coming in to kill his nephew. All right, let's check Bernard Hopkins out. All right. Of course, he got that slick on the side style. From the side, that's why they call that the Philly shell. Anybody who go into that left shoulder lead, it shows that you got that Philly style, which comes from um, wow, off the top of my head, I'm forgetting names. That's me, but from Joe Frazier camp, but his people's not Joe Frazier, but uh, oh shucks. And I can't think of his name. It was a coach. He was a fighter himself, and he taught a lot of people. That's like fought. He trained. Actually, he trained the Olympic team. He trained. He was the leader of the. He was the main thing behind um, that white coach. What's his name? He trained Teller and Purnell and all them guys. Well, that style came from that trainer, from that side stance, and basically it's a defensive move, but it's also an offensive move at the same time. Now, Hopkins was very successful at that style. You know what I mean? It's like it shows three dimensions. You got one, the jab is in front of you. That's that first dimension. And that's closer to you, closer than you think. And then you got the middle, which is you give them a target, something to punch at. You know, you don't square up on them, but you hide that middle. It's like in the cut. And then all the way in the back, you got that right hand and you got that under and over. And you can work. See, that was an over right hand Bernard just threw. But he off of that angle. So you got three dimensions. So when somebody facing you like Winky, all squared up, you know what I mean? He think Bernard's closer than what he is. So he punching at the side that Bernard is attacking with, which is that jab. That's what's in front of him. And then the actual side Bernard fighting with is in the back. See how he coming out with the uppercut? That's where they're getting the points from the back. That's the part that's going to hurt you. See, that's what's going to put you out of fight and cut your eye and stuff like that. It's those back punches. You know what I'm saying? The front is just what you think you fighting with, but that's his sword. That's his it's almost like that style is almost like sword fighting, you know what I'm saying? You're on an angle and you poking them with that sword, but in the back you got that bowler in the back, and that's what he'll attack you with. And he been doing this for years, man, busting people up with this style. This particular style, man. Is successful with Evander Holyfield, all of them. They all come off of that side. They just got different ways of doing it. Evander got that dart move. He in and out, boop, 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 that quick little dart move. I love that dart move. I learned that dart move from somebody who got it from Philadelphia, which another coach, and the coach Howard Mosley, I always mention his name because he inspired me. He brought a whole lot of knowledge that other trainers didn't teach me up until that point. And it's not that there was a fault. Like Atlantic City, you know what I mean. I got some great trainers there who taught me how to punch. You know what I mean? It was more for like punching, knockouts. They was known for knockouts. You know what I'm saying? We had some trainers in our camp was getting knockouts. But let's get back to B-Hop. See him playing off of that angle? See, he's showing my man the left side, but he's attacking with the right. So it's really a beautiful style. It's like 3 dimensions. I seen one time on the internet, somebody was talking about that style, and they shaped it in 3 dimensions. They put 1, 2, 3, and that 1 is that jab, and that's out on that's what you hitting that's where you getting your quick points at. That's where you keeping them where you're supposed to be at. You keeping them right there on the end of that jab, and that right hand is what's doing the damage. See, Bernard is a dangerous fighter, man. Everybody who got a rematch with Bernard or some type of scheme, he damaged them, man. He damaged many fighters, man. And he got a track record of hurting people, you know, even though that's not Islamically, you know, I pray Allah forgive him for his wrong in the part, but a lot of times, you know, people earn that whooping. You know what I'm saying? When you ask for it, you get what you get. You get what you try to give to somebody. And Bernard put that thing out there, man, and he's an old dude. He was fighting this guy, and he was old. It's an old man, but skills pay the bills. B-Hop got a great corner. Nazim in his corner. Nazim, originally, he had told me I had a good pro style, man, when I was a kid, man, when I fought Demetrius' nephew. But here we go. Another young boy he fighting who's coming out squared up again. Bernard gonna put that angle on him. See that angle? And see he blocking and he fighting with the left side like a sword. But he attack and hurt you with the right side. Over and under. It's easy. ABC 1, 2, 3. Over and under and over, with the right side, and that's where you see the blood. That's where you see he hitting people in that same part of the eye. See right there on that right hand, that's where Bernard won most of his fights. He hitting people with that same right hand, because it's coming from that hidden part. There's a hidden agenda behind it. He catch you, do his defense on the left. See, that's your wham, and come across with that right. That's easy work. Easy work, but you have to be able to get confident in that stance. You got to be able to defend yourself enough to where that stance, you don't got to come out of that stance. See, right then, you see Bernard came out of his stance for a little bit. You got to get Bernard out of that stance. He came out and he got tagged a few times, but he's tough and he lasts until he got back comfortable again. But he started in that stance. And he got to maintain that stance. But nobody's not even realizing what stance he in. All they doing is seeing, you know, him squared up fighting. But he not squared up. They're squared up. You know? See, there's another young man tried to go to school with Bernard. Bernard easily defend himself, and then he outpointed. And then he dropped the hammer on him from the end. You know, he give him that 3rd dimension. See, getting that angle. Back on the angle. He maintained that angle. And he maintained his distance. See, he working off of that angle, but the guy ain't even punching back. So he's able to just come in and beat up the dude. And that's what Hopkins does a lot. He does that a lot. If you don't defend yourself with Bernard, he'll just beat you up. Peace.